when you harness freedom, when you realize how free you really are, you're going to be able to tap into something you may not have even known that was inside you. So as the story continues, we speaking on horsepower. We speaking on horsepower and why it's going to take some horsepower, some real horsepower, some natural horsepower for you to gain your freedom. Okay, I want to remind us that it was the same blueprint used to put in bondage the horses, some of the most freest animals on the earth. The same blueprint was used to put you in bondage. Yes, the way that happened was we convinced the male horse, the stud, okay, that it couldn't be a male. We took away it means to produce for its own self. Its means to provide for its own self. That was from the environment. Okay? This took away its entitlement as a male. As for the female, we took away also it means for it to be a female. You see, one of the primary components to being a great counterparts is that her feminine abilities are activated when there is a male present. Her feminine abilities are activated when there's a male present. Okay? But when we remove the male, then what happens to her? She will adjust. She's the creator of both beings. She knows how to be both beings. It's going to be quite difficult for him to be the female. In case anybody wondered what came first, the chicken or the egg, it was the chicken. This is why this is a riddle. Because for you to understand that riddle, you was going to first have to be non-biased to your own sex if you was a male. What came first, the chicken or the egg? Okay? Y'all ask any questions that y'all need to ask, chat. All my Twitch participants. The chick came first. If you didn't know. Okay? And this was going to take for you to be non-biased if you was a male. For you to be able to understand until she receives me, then how can she be what she was made to be? What she was made to be was because of me. She's a different being when she's alone. Okay? Go ahead and tap into this chat. Oh, I see us. We may be tapping in and out. Okay? So, nevertheless, back to our story. If we wanted to control the strongest beings on the earth, if we wanted to harness horsepower, we was gonna first need to subdue the horse. I'm gonna say it again. If we were going to conquer the strongest beings on the earth, not because they the biggest, okay? Not because they have any advantages over any other animals, but they have a heart. They told you that that lion had the biggest heart. Wherever it resides. I don't know if you met many Leos, but if you take them out of their comfort zone, some of that Leoism goes away. But them horses got a certain heart that's renowned on the earth. The horse's heart pulls engines. Matter of fact, it's the very blueprint of that horse heart that has designed, okay, the engines we use today. Horsepower is where we run our trains, our automobiles. Okay? They are the apex when it comes down to strength and might. But understand where our strength and might come from. The horse, that is. Okay? The horse strength comes from its ability to be a horse. It comes from harnessing freedom. When you harness freedom, you too gonna be able to tap into something that you never thought was inside you. When you harness freedom, when you realize how free you really are, you're gonna be able to tap into something you may not have even known that was inside you. We're gonna call it horsepower. We're gonna call it horsepower. Okay, the power to lift a man, the power to lift a woman, the power to pull a family. You're gonna need this power to pull yourself. Horsepower. I'm sure the power you already possess gotten you a certain distance, but understand that you're gonna need a lot more power to get you farther. Haven't you realized it's not enough? Look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. This is not enough. I need to do more. I demand more. I command more from myself. You better listen to yourself. I know it's easy to blame the world, but you're here with the world, evolving with the world. So I know you want to, some people want to live in the past and say what coulda, shoulda, and woulda happened if you had the right amount of money, if you was in your rightful place, if this was this and this was that. The world is the way it is now. We don't care about your woulda, coulda, woulda, shouldas. The world doesn't care. If the world cared, if life cared, it'll return you back to your position. Your alleged position. Those of you that believe that you was kings and queens, you're going to have to show us. You're going to have to prove it to yourself. You was some king or some queen? Or was you a peasant? Or an immigrant? I mean that respectfully to the kingdoms. Because everybody from the kingdom ain't from the kingdom. Ain't from the same bloodline. Some people just migrated. Are you a migrant? Everybody wasn't royal. As it relates to horses, we need to understand we in the year of the horse. So we got to understand how they put into bondage the horse. How they conquered the horse. They conquered the horse by conquering the male and conquering the female. They conquered the male by removing his ability to provide. They removed his ability to provide by convincing him that his environment was not going to be enough, because he was then convinced that he wasn't in his environment. They had to create a matrix around this horse. How many people you know walking on their own land and don't even know they walking on their own land? He had to create a matrix around this horse. And I'm only saying he for the lack of better terms because it feels better for me as a man. Okay? But nevertheless, once that horse forgotten that it wasn't on his own land, once that horse forgot that it was on its own land, once that horse forgot that it can just eat off of the ground. Remember, the horse didn't have to worry about food. It was strong there. The horse didn't have to worry about too many predators. It was strong there. The horse didn't have to worry about speed, agility. It had all those bases covered in life. You see the way it's built? All muscle. Not too many other beings finna challenge the horse. But when some beings challenged the horse, they understood the mind of the horse. You are only this strong because of what's around you. As above, so below. As without, so within. So if I crumble up what is around you, I'm going to crumble up what is inside you. Haven't you realized the same thing is happening to you? I know a lot of you are just ponies. Okay? I know a lot of us are just maybe even donkeys. But understand that you was meant to be free. You was meant to be free. No matter where you are on the hierarchy, you was meant to be free. Okay? Understand that when they crumble your outside, that crumbles your inside. Yes. And you're going to need horsepower to pull you back to reality. You're going to need horsepower to pull you back to reality. Hopefully you understand where to find that horsepower that is inside you. Hopefully you understand that it still exists inside you. Hopefully you understand that as a natural being, it can't leave you, but you can leave it. Hopefully you understand. Yeah, the universe had a message for you. And sometimes the message is packaged in many different ways. It may be cladded with a tie and a hoodie on. Maybe it's cladded as an ICE officer. Maybe it's cladded. Okay? As one of them people, as Mr. Petty. Pretty or petty, excuse me, that just was put down in the dirt, in the streets. Maybe it's cladded as your president. Whatever it may be, understand the message is definitely there. It's up to you to decode it. It's up to you. Okay? I want us also to understand that as we go into decoding messages, the message is going to look different for all of us. Okay? And for that matter, this is why I do my zodiac introspections. Oh yeah. I understand that a lot of us are going to receive these messages different ways. Oh yeah. I understand that right now, okay, as we go from Capricorn season, okay, into Aquarius season, I understand that the message is going to change according to who needs to receive it and how it needs to be received. Those of us that are Capricorns, we understand that while we spend this time within ourselves, because we indeed have spent some time within ourselves, we understand that it's the horse we should be looking for. Yes, it's the horse we should have been looking for and should be looking for. Okay? That same energy that grants you freedom. Remember the last time you felt free? All of us. But speaking directly to our Capricorns, can you remember? Can you remember the last time you felt free? Can you remember the last time you felt love? Can you remember the last time you laughed so hard you cried? Capricorn. You see, some of you like to live in the meditative spaces in your mind. Some of you like to go off down the dark tunnels in your mind that may be leading you to some comfortable places, but it's uncomfortability you need to return to. Uncomfortability. I know. We don't always want to be there. I know. But the world needs you to come back. Come on back. Come on back to reality. And realize what have happened to you. And realize they got you eating from their hands when all your food was already here. As they did the horse. Understand that they didn't convince you that there were invisible lines and barriers around you. And that you spent a lot of time here not crossing those lines. Understand that. We need you to come back. Cross those lines and come on back to reality. We waiting for you. Pull the plug out your head and come on back. We waiting for you. We can't do it ourselves, or else we would have. You ever try to save somebody that don't want to be saved? No, Christians. We're not talking about your type of saving. We're not talking about from one bondage to another bondage to another bondage. Enslaving you to the ideals of Constantine. We're talking about saving you from yourself and the demise that you created for yourself. You see, because although there were adversarial figures there, right, to help instruct and direct your mind to these invisible lines, it was you that created that fear of these invisible lines. No one created the fear in you. No one has that power to give you. That is your power and your power to give. Okay? Nevertheless, Capricorns, we're going to go ahead and take a break. I'm going to be back after this commercial break. Okay? And we're going to dive back into our Aquarius and see what type of messages the universe has for them. Nevertheless, let's get rich.